Oh, if he lost, he would get beat up.
Yes. like the manipulative abuse. He tells a story about getting kicked in the stomach. He hit him in the head, punched him. Welcome back to the next aid station. I am your host, Jake Kilgore, alongside Mick Garrison. Mick, what's up, man?
How are you?
I am very good. Woke up to snow.
I did too.
Yeah.
I woke up to snow and a nice workout. It's like a happy, sad day.
Well, I was most looking forward to this weekend's semi-annual DC Peaks.
It gives me anxiety.
It's a big weekend around the world, but really in Utah, It's semi-annual general DC Peaks week.
Ugh.
You know what else happens every 6 months? It's snowing. I don't know. It snows on that weekend.
Every
apparently.
6 months. No, I don't. What?
I don't know.
Oh,
Welcome. Good morning, sir. What's up?
not much, man.
What kind of news you got for our people today?
Well, it's been a long time, like over a year in the works.
It's been a long time coming.
And I think it's going to be a good thing because we'll still be involved somewhat. The people that we're working with are in the running community, and I think it will be a nice transition. But we have sold DC Peaks.
Live on air.
How do you feel about that?
It hurts. It's painful, but I'll probably just drink another Rockstar and move on.
That's why I said it was a happy, sad day.
What else is today? That's cool. What else is going to happen? Let me crack open this Rockstar before we get too far into this episode.
Okay.
So we sold DC Peaks.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today, everybody. It's been a real, ride.
I have what's the other one?
Oh,
I have a
he
Red
just pulls
Bull.
out Monster.
I have a Red Bull.
Okay. Well, with DC Peaks now sold, should we just retire? We crushed it. We had 3 successful years.
Is that what we had?
I mean, I don't know if year 1 was
4?
considered
Was it 4?
successful, but we had 4 runnings of the DC Peaks. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Dude, that's funny that you mentioned that. You know what I watched last night?
I already forgot. Anyway.
Last night, I was just rolling through YouTube. I kind of got sick of Netflix and sick of some of this other stuff that I just get sick of the same crap.
I know what you did.
What?
OnlyFans.
Dude, I have an OnlyFans story for you.
I was just bored, and so I was just like, I don't know. I'm just gonna scroll through OnlyFans for 7 minutes.
That's a long time.
That's true.
That was forever. Yeah. So before my OnlyFans story, I watched a documentary that was marginally done. It was not done great. It was only like 18 minutes long, but it happened to be on that Chinese ultra marathon where 21 people died.
Oh,
It was in May 2021, leading up to DC Peaks' inaugural year. Partially why we took so much heat.
It for sure was.
I had never watched anything on that. It was only 100K. And it was like sunny and warm the day before. And it was like 44 degrees at the start line. Like not cold. It started at 9 a.m. In between aid stations 2 and 3, there was like a dead zone and high winds. No cell service.
You could
Probably not say dead zone.
find a euphemism.
I use a different phrase for that. But yeah, they only made it like a couple aid stations. And like high winds, torrential downpour
it's the winds,
rain.
Dude.
But it was the wind. And they took off in shorts and T-shirt. Everyone had their drop bags like halfway through the race. So no one had any of their gear. The mandatory gear that they had was a space blanket. And they said that a bunch of the runners, like, they huddled up like penguins in a ditch to try to stay warm. But the winds were just shredding
The blankets.
blankets, like either just shredding them out of their hands, or they were holding on to them and they're just ripping them.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. And it kind of spotlighted like the two pro runners, like the two kind of elite runners that were expected to win it. They both passed away. They also didn't make it.
How many people died?
I think 21
That's what I thought.
out of 172 starters.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, dude. I just happened to watch that last night.
What was the problem with the documentary?
It was like,
Low quality?
yeah, like
Or you just didn't like the ending?
the ending was terrible.
Yeah.
No, it was just low quality. It was just like someone,
They didn't have footage of the
they had
actual event.
they had like a couple pictures.
You know when you watch
all.
something and it's like they have actors? It's like a documentary with actors,
Yeah.
like on a murder from the 1970s.
Yeah.
They just have all these people just like cold under.
Acting it out.
There's a fan on them. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they had like a few pictures, and it was just someone doing like voiceover audio. So it was kind of boring.
Oh,
But-
wind, that sucks so bad. The wind.
It was bad.
That's what caused the problem at ours.
Yep.
The wind.
Yep.
It really
So,
was. It wasn't the snow.
Oddly enough, I happened to watch that last night, and then you announced that we sold DC Peaks the next day.
Because of that.
Well, anyway, today's April 1st, so welcome to April.
It is April 1st.
Yeah.
Well, they call that something else sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes they call it April Fools. So, yeah. Anyway, with that, I guess we'll keep being race directors at DC Peaks.
Oh, fine. Just kidding.
Just kidding. We didn't sell it. Come on. Okay, dude, we got a number of things on today's agenda, so we got to like roll through these. Not like, I mean, we got plenty of time, but
Was I insensitive about people dying?
I'm indifferent.
I felt a little. I'm sorry. That
Who you-
really is terrible.
Who are you apologizing to?
The people.
Okay.
Okay, now that that's out of the way.
Okay, now that Mick feels better, let's continue. So, before we get too far, I want to open today's show. If anyone has seen or heard or watched the Jakob Ingebrigtsen story. So, those of you listening, I'm pretty sure you know who he is. If you don't, he's like one of the fastest like miler and 5K type speed runners, track athletes in the world. He holds all kinds of world records. He's from Norway, hence Jakob Ingebrigtsen. And
You did well.
yeah,
That's good.
it's pretty good.
Good job.
His dad's name is Yurt. So I'm just going to start with that.
Yurt.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was like a tent.
His dad's name is Tent. If you translate it to English, it's Tent.
Tent Garrison.
So apparently, Jakob is unbelievably fast, and he's got a couple brothers and his sister. They became like global sensations, not only because of like his Olympic like record breaking speed, but they had like a reality TV show in Norway that was called like the Ingebrigtsen Team Ingebrigtsen. And it like followed their family around, and it was like kind of made their dad and everyone famous in a bigger spotlight than just being a track athlete. Well, he recently, like a few weeks ago, Jakob went to court and was testifying against his dad.
Oh.
Because his dad, like, allegedly was like beating the crap out of him. And he was one of the main reasons why he ran so hard and worked so hard and is such a fast runner is because he feared losing.
Oh, if he lost, he would get beat up.
Yes. like the manipulative abuse. He like tells a story about getting kicked in the stomach. He hit him in the head, like punched him.
Like to train harder,
I-
or like as punishment if he lost.
Bro,
I didn't know the story.
both. I think it's both.
You
Train
said-
harder if you
You
lose.
said people might know this story, and I'm like,
Yeah. Well, people,
I didn't know the story.
yeah, I didn't know the story until it was brought to my attention last week. And then I went and watched 2 like YouTube updates on it last week. And I was like, I got to talk about this because we are fathers. We both coach. We run. And then I saw this part where like his sister, Ingrid, so Yurt's daughter, she like talked back to him at some point because she kind of got older and was like getting sick of it. She said something back to him. He punched her in the face,
Ooh,
allegedly.
he's angry guy.
Punched her in the face.
Come on, Yurt.
So you coach your son's basketball team.
Yeah,
And I think you coach his football team.
I do.
Maybe both your sons. One of them. What's it going to take for you to just punch Jack in the face? Like, what?
Bro, I've never even spanked him.
So,
I've spanked Dean once or something. Like, I don't like it.
yeah.
So I've never hit Jack.
Not in the face. You hit me in the face.
Okay, I have actually hit him quite hard. But-
you have a bruise on your arm
Yeah.
from him.
Yeah,
He bruised you.
When we're fighting, like having fun, he'll bring it. Like that kid hits hard, so I'll hit him back. Like I open the palm a little bit, and I'll just like pop him and take him down. But I a couple times I'm like, oh, dude, sorry. Like I got him pretty good, but I've never beat my child.
For the record.
I don't. It doesn't work. I don't like it.
So, but what? I was just blown away by this whole story.
Yeah, he just sounds.
How
like
are
an
you
ass.
that intense that you're just gonna beat?
Was Sabrina Williams' dad? Was he? I never saw the movie.
What is it, King Richard?
Was he aggressive, or was he just like, I'm totally missing this, and he was like very supportive and dialed?
I don't think he was like this for sure. I think he was just like.
Was he like Michael Jackson's dad? Like, "Arr! You're gonna kick ass.
No, I don't know. Jackson 5.
I'm pretty sure he was an asshole.
The Jackson's dad.
Yeah, like making him.
Do what? Sing, dance. I don't know, but I don't know. I felt like this story was, as a father and a coach, I'm like, okay, I get like pushing your kid, being intense, wanting the best for them, setting goals, like all the stuff that I felt like is somewhat normal in athletics, pushing yourself, like pushing your kid. I think that's great. I think it's awesome. Kids need to be pushed today. But at what point is it just like, I'm going to kick you in the stomach if you lose?
You're an idiot if you do that. Because then they win, and then what? You don't feel better because you're an asshole.
You're like, cool. You should have won by more.
I know. What's your goal here? Like, why do you want him to win so bad?
Right. What's in it for him?
Right.
Dad?
Come on, Yurt. What are you looking for? Social media likes?
Yeah.
I just want them to be, I want them to succeed. Like, but they're not. Even if they win the race, you're hurting them.
I mean, his son is the fastest, I want to say 400 or mile. I don't know. I should have pulled more stats. I didn't have time. Like, ever. World record.
Well, maybe it wasn't as bad as he says. Maybe maybe Yurt's got it dialed and Jakob needs to toughen up. I don't know. We'll see what happens in court.
Find out. We'll find out. Yeah. Anyway, something very, very interesting. I felt like. So,
like when you say hit in the head, I don't know these people. What does that mean? Like, did he just knock him upside the head? Like, run. And they're just wusses.
like, come
You
on, man.
hit
Like,
me.
You hit him. Yeah. Or was it like, boom? The words they used was punched.
You can't. Well,
He
you can't punch a girl in the face. You can shake the shit out of her, but you can't punch him. No, that was Chris Rock bit.
Yeah, it's a great. Yeah, dude. What if he's convicted? He can serve up to 6 years in prison. How does that make you feel?
Ooh, that hits home.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Up to 6 years, so 72 months potentially, if convicted. You beat the crap out of your kid who became the most famous person in Norway. And you're like, a few years in prison, maybe. Something ain't right there.
You were getting hit with a 5 spot.
Yep. I should have punched some girl in the face. I was going to get 5 years.
It's take it from me. It doesn't really make you feel better.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. World record in the 1,500 meter, 2,000 meter, 3,000 meter, the 2 mile, anything from 3 laps to 8 laps. You're not beating this dog.
When was he running?
Just recently. He just ran the Olympics.
Oh, this is like
this
he just won the Olympics?
He lost, but he was the hands down favorite. Yeah. That was probably real bad after the Olympics, after the Paris Games.
How old's Yurt?
I don't know.
Why doesn't Jakob just kick his ass?
I mean,
or run away, you know what I'm saying?
Try and catch me. Yeah. Yeah. No, he's he's one of the best track athletes of all time. Jakob is. But his family, it's just interesting. You know, you see this on social media, see this at the Olympics, but you don't really know what's going on in that dude's head or back at home.
Well, I used to hear that. I used to hear that, like, I don't know, maybe it was like Chinese athletes, that it was like forced on them and it wasn't great getting there. I heard stories of that growing up.
Yeah, like communist.
But it also
stuff.
could be like, you know, the old U.S. versus Russia. The Russians are always the bad guys in the movies. And I'm sure they're saying the same thing about our people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm sure. But yeah, I guess there's a bunch of siblings. I thought there was at least 6 or 7 siblings. So it's a whole
all saying that he's a piece of crap.
All the kids are saying the same thing. So it doesn't look good for Yurt. It doesn't look good. And I feel terrible for those kids. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine training and running out of fear that your dad gonna whoop you?
No, dude. No. That would suck.
Would you finish a 100-miler if you knew I would whoop your ass if you weren't gonna finish?
No.
What if I kicked you in the stomach? Would you finish?
No.
If I punched you in the face, would it make your
yes,
knee?
I would
Would it make your
finish.
knee feel better at mile 76?
If you punch me in the face, I'll finish.
Okay, perfect.
Hey, why are you? Did you have a bad morning? Why all negative stories? Negative guy.
Sorry. I had a great morning.
Thank
it
you.
snowed.
Oh.
That's not great. I'm still going to run outside today. That's
because
fine.
Happy stories aren't news.
Yeah, these are just interesting running stories.
Yeah.
You want a happy story? I'll give you a happy story.
I'll bet you it'll be boring compared to that one.
Okay, fine. Ashley Polson.
Okay. Boring.
Ashley Polson set the Buffalo Run 100 course record, female course record, broke her own course record by nearly 2 hours.
Oh, wow. I believe that.
Huh? She's 43. She set the course record a handful of years ago and just whooped it.
Dude, that's cool. So she was running with Randy.
Yep.
That's fun for them.
Yeah, fun for them. Sorry, Randy. It didn't work out for you again.
Yeah,
That
she's got to fix that stomach issue. But
why are you bringing up sad news again?
you know, well, it was the start of the race where they were together and having fun.
Okay, yeah. Of course. Let me pull out my notes
Well,
here.
good job, Ashley. They didn't like question her win or anything like that, and she's got to go back and do it again the next year.
Dude, could you imagine?
No, that would suck.
Why don't you tell that story for our listeners?
Well, you brought up
Bro, we were
you
talking
brought
about
up Badwater.
we were talking about Badwater before we turned the yeah.
and so I don't remember what year it was, but she won Badwater.
Yep.
And then they I don't really know the story, to be honest with you. Do you?
Yes.
Was it like a whistleblower? Was it what happened that somebody questioned? Did they say that she was like getting a ride
So
or something?
I haven't heard this from her. So I'm telling this story from someone who ran the race that year. Okay, so I ran a race with a dude who was in the Badwater 135 with Ashley.
Okay.
And for the record, he was on Team Ashley. But he said she won the race. I want to say maybe she was second overall, but she won the female race. I can't remember. And then someone else in the race said that she cheated and that she had a pace, like a imposter pacer dressed exactly like her, looked just like her, and that she got in the van and then someone else ran a bunch of miles and then she could cool off, get a bunch of water, hit the AC.
That is quite the accusation.
Can you imagine? Yeah. Yeah, it like destroyed her in so many ways, but
holy crap.
She's an amazing person and a phenomenal runner. And she was like, no, screw you. She came back the next year.
I'm going back.
And won first place overall.
Mic drop.
Just mic drop.
So
absolutely. Yeah. So like that's kind of her story. She was third overall, first woman in 2022. Literally the next year, bro, went back. She's like, fine, screw you.
Does she happen to know who called her out?
She probably knows, or at a minimum, she has a very good
Let me guess. The person that finished right behind her?
Probably.
That's just
potentially
gut instinct right there.
Yeah. So in a recap of this last weekend's Buffalo run, all the local favorites, tons of our friends were out there running, which was really cool. They have the 25K, 50K, 50 miler, 100 miler. We'll start with the 100 miler since we're now talking about Ashley winning first place overall. She runs a 16:13. I think her older time was, I'll pull it up so we have it. 2021, 18:26.
She's just moving.
She beat her old time by 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Good job.
And won first place overall. Because I know you haven't looked it up. Any idea who was second place in that race? Male. Local legend. 54 years old.
54 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Local?
Yeah. We talked about him. His name has been on this show a number of times over the last
54 years old.
Couple years.
He
sleeps on the course.
He
Mark?
sleeps. He sleeps at every race he runs.
Oh. Matthew Van Horn?
Yeah.
Did he sleep?
I don't know. He ran it in 17:17. So he was an hour.
He did?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
That is a great time,
That's good.
actually. Like a really, really good time. Yeah, so he did that. His wife, Marcy, took 8th. So Marcy Van Horn. I think that's third best, good for third female. So 3 females in the top 10 out of Buffalo.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually really, really like that.
And that's a fast race.
Yeah, it is.
Like a really fast race.
Uh-huh.
So she crushes the record. You know who holds the men's record?
Carl Meltzer.
Yes. Yes, dude. He holds the 2 fastest times.
14 hours?
Yep. 14:34 and 15:28. I know that he's had a lot of course changes, though.
Doesn't matter. It's all the same out there.
It is and it isn't.
100 miles out there, and he's doing 7-hour.
That's just so much faster than anyone running it. The fastest times in the last 5 years, in 2021, there were 3 of the men's top 10 times out there.
Look who's
Michael Martinez ran a 16:27. So in the last 12 years, no one has even got close to a 14 or 15 hour.
Yeah, that's Carl Meltzer. Look, if you took
That's prime Carl right there.
Yeah, that's why. Take Western States Field and put them in that race.
Because that's Carl.
Yeah, I mean, in his prime. Take Western States Field right now and put them in that race.
They're going under 14 hours.
Bro. Yeah.
David Roche is running a 13 hour.
Jim.
I mean, it's probably close to like a Javelina time.
Hayden.
Yeah, Javelina 100 is probably similar to this course.
Yeah, they would.
Jose Cruz has the 9th fastest time at 16:44. That kind of puts it in perspective. It was like how fast Carl beat Chepe by 2 hours on that course.
Yeah, he's moving.
Chepe fast.
Chepe is fast.
But Carl's the speed goat. So, really cool race. It was really cool to follow everybody. Strava, Instagram, just like checking it all out. The best coverage of that race was done by our boy, Zach Garner.
That's cool.
So shout out to Zach Garner, rolling out there. Pretty sure he ran 15 or 20 miles following these
we could
lead
use
runners.
him at DC Peak. I know he's running Wasatch, but
He'll be fresh and ready to go.
maybe he'll just run a race again.
I'm pretty sure it looked like he had his GoPro out there because it had like really good stabilizer footage. He's running like in the sagebrush next to the single track.
We need to buy some of those. It's like spring Amazon deals right now.
GoPro?
No.
What?
The dingles.
We have those.
I didn't have one.
Well, and we bought them after the race.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't know.
Steven's giving you
Steven?
the nod.
Can you confirm that?
Jake's got one.
Oh, Jake got one. I see.
Moving right along. Moving right along.
Okay.
Zach Garner was out there covering the 50 miler, which was really cool. He posted a ton of stuff on his story. So if you don't follow Zach, give Zach a follow. He's doing some cool stuff now. He's got like a YouTube channel. He's kind of built. He signed, shoe deal, apparel deal, something like that. He's kind of moving up in the world. He was already fast. He's always been fast, but now he's kind of
I like it.
doing some cooler things. So he was following the 50-mile men, Alex Proctor, Finn Melanson, and also our boy, Sam Collins.
Sam.
Didn't Sam take 4th in our race last year?
Yeah.
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 That dude fast.
I ran, speaking of, I ran with Sam and Zach for a while when I was trying to record them. That's not fair. It makes way more sense to have
Someone faster than
Zach out there filming, chasing them down.
You tried to film them, they just ran away
I'm
from
like,
you.
I'm like, okay, and you guys are good. You got the idea. Like, it's a picture. It says 1,000 words.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, dude. So that was actually a really cool race. And I would never, if I would have just pulled up my phone today to be like, oh, who won, or Sunday or Monday, who won the Antelope Island 50 miler? I've been like, oh, cool. Alex Proctor won, Finn took 2nd, Sam took 3rd. Cool. But the way that he followed him was actually very interesting how it all unfolded. Because Finn was rolling in like 3rd or 4th. Sam was leading. Sam was leading for like the first
So he
half of the race.
showed a race.
Yeah, just on his story. He was just dropping clips. But Sam led for like 25 miles. And then Alex passed him. And Finn was like in 3rd or 4th. And he passed this Johnny Fitzgerald dude. And then he ended up passing Sam and holding on. But Finn put together an amazing race.
Yeah.
Alex and Finn both broke the course record held by, do you know? Who held the course record for 14 years?
For the 50 miler?
Yes, not a local to Utah. One of the biggest names in the sport today.
Jeff Browning.
Nope. Big name. Bigger name.
Bigger name than Jeff Browning?
Yeah, he races, but he's got a huge podcast, big media company now in the sport.
This could be two different people. What? I forgot the dude's name that does the
Debo. Dylan Bowman.
I was thinking he does the announcing for Western so good. Yeah.
Yes.
Bowman.
I had no idea he held the 50-mile course record out
He's
there.
fast. I saw him. He did really well at Hard Rock.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's good, dude.
He's still fast. He just doesn't compete at that elite level. He's like sub-elite level. But so the course, again, my point was like, I know the course has changed from year to year. He kind of moves stuff around for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But Finn beat Debo's time by 2 minutes.
Oh.
But I'm going to say that's a different course.
You know what? So Alex Proctor, bear tag.
Yes, so he got a bear tag.
Okay.
I don't know. I saw him accept it and take a picture of it with Cody. I don't know if he's accepting to run the bear, but that's cool.
And if not, then it goes to Finn.
Oh, dude, that'd be amazing. Come on, Finn. Yeah, I'm looking at Alex's ultra sign up, and he is in the Bear 100.
So Alex is doing it.
It looks like Alex is doing it, yeah. Looks like he accepted. But Michael McKnight took 5th, Mark Hammond 6th. All these names that
I
we
guess
see.
Mark. That's who I was guessing. Mark.
Mark Hammond.
Yeah.
Yeah. McKnight.
That's quite the turnout for old Jimbo.
Yeah, dude. They got, great turnout.
That's cool.
Great turnout. He didn't have like a ton of runners in the 100 miler. I think only like 30 or something people finished, 30 or 40.
It's all about the 50 miler, man.
But that 50 miler,
that's what people really care about, Jake.
98 finishers. It's not bad. Not bad at all.
Hey, our boy, Jakob Wiener.
He's in there. Yeah.
Top 10.
He took 10th.
I like that dude.
I like his last name.
His Wiener.
I love his wiener. And his first name's actually pretty cool too.
It's all right.
His last name.
Jakob.
Jakob Wiener. Yeah.
I have met his dad.
You've met Big Wiener?
I met the big Wiener. And it did not appear that he was beating
Little Wiener.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't think he was beating it.
Well, that's a shame.
Well, congratulations, Jacob.
And
And we're canceled again. But yeah, Mike McKnight was borderline not going to race. And we've been talking about his training strategy quite a bit the last few weeks. He's putting in like 10 to 15 hours a week of running and 15 to 20 hours of
lunging.
lifting. I think he lunged
He sled pushed a quarter mile.
I think he pushed a sled all 50 miles.
They're
and
like
lunged it.
He's just like running up, starts doing burpees.
He had like a back issue. He sprinted out. I mean, I don't know if it was a sprint, but his posts were like, he started out way too fast and just cooked his legs. He's like, I just was going for it. I just went for it early.
Good for him.
I think it was cool. I love to see him just go for it. He is so underratedly fast.
His speed.
A 6:43.50 miler from what I would say is the greatest 200 miler of all time until someone else proves him wrong. Currently today, he is the best 200 mile racer of all time. And he runs a 6:43.50 miler. and he is more fit and stronger than ever. I'm very much looking forward to how he changed his training and fitness specifically for Cocodona, because clearly he can run fast.
I was surprised that he even signed up for Cocodona.
I know.
I thought he was going to be High Rocks guy.
Next year, he told me next year he's
because he was like getting burnt out.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a little bored with this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign up for a 250-mile race to just like calm down.
Yeah. I'm gonna chill out. Like, I'm trying to find myself in like who I am in these races. So like, I'm gonna run the Buffalo 50, and then just some light, like Cocodona 250 again.
We need to see him race Truett Haynes in the High Rocks.
Yeah. So Mike, if you're listening, Mick and I had a little side discussion. Who would win High Rocks? Truett Haynes versus Mike McKnight. Cast your vote. Let us know.
That's a race.
Let's put
I don't even think Truett has done that, but I know that he is a beast.
I don't think he's done High Rocks, no.
He could,
Of course.
and obviously Mike can too. Good Lord.
When Truett probably going to wear jeans.
Yeah, he's got to wear his jorts.
No, jeans.
Oh,
All the way to
yeah,
the
he
ankles,
wore.
bro.
There weren't jorts.
No, he has a jean.
Full on jeans.
He has a
in
jeans
Texas?
deal, bro. He's sponsored by this jean company. Now
Well, jeans you can cut them off, and
he ain't cutting them. He goes all the way to the ankles, shirtless with jeans.
Is he sponsored by Bill?
he and Bill have the same sponsor. Levi 501.
Let's get that race.
Should we have Truett and Mike compete here? We'll just put it on here at the DC Peaks headquarters.
Sure. They can. Well, yeah, weighted vest. Run DC Peaks. We'll put obstacles out there.
We'll do High Rocks
Have like
DC
trap
Peaks combo.
doors, tigers.
Okay. Also, the 50K. This one was interesting because I ran the 50K last year, and I heard that this year's redesign. Again, I'm pretty sure he changes his courses more often than I would like to. Like,
But it just seems like they still hit the.
According to people's Stravas and Chepe's notes, the 50K that Chepe ran in was like 2.5 miles longer than a 50K.
Okay, that does matter.
Huge difference in a 50K.
Yeah.
So, for example, Chepe took second with a 4:07. I ran it last year. I want to say like around 4:15. I'm not losing to Chepe by 8 minutes.
Yeah, but
I'm losing by like 20.
well, it would be
25.
He's got that extra 2.5 miles. Yeah,
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that does make sense.
You know who won the 50K? DC Peaks' very own
Oh,
Grant Barnett.
no, yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he won the 50K.
I'm not surprised.
He won it in 3:54. And I'm slightly bothered because I would like to know how he would do against the real course record. Does that bother you at all?
I mean, we talked about this.
It bothers me.
It happened at our race. And then he goes and snatches it up. So it only makes sense to have him probably come back with Adam Loomis.
Adam Loomis, Grant
We're
Barnett.
going to need Zach there too.
And I think Zach wants a little redemption. But yeah, I wanted to see what Grant could do on that course compared to the course records. Because I think the course record's like 3:38 or something like that. 2.5 miles
Hey,
at a 6-minute pace.
how many times has Speed Goat been changed?
A bunch.
A bunch, dude.
A bunch. So I understand as a race director and a runner, the course changes all the time. And it just is what it is. You go run, who cares? But the competitive side of me is like, ooh, I would like to see Grant and Jose up near that apples to apples comparison on that course.
Sure.
Because that was a fast race. Guess who took third? You will never guess. But he was on course record for 99 miles at the Bear 100 a couple years ago.
Oh, Jake.
Krong. Yeah. That was the podium.
That's good.
That's a freaking crazy podium. Those are all local Utah dudes. Grant Barnett, Jose Cruz, Jake Krong.
Yeah.
If you toe that line, you're like, cool.
Alex, Finn, Sam, Mike McKnight. Holy crap.
Yeah,
The stars came out.
they did.
Good.
Except not in the 100.
They're tune-up races.
Exactly. So I love the Antelope Island Buffalo run for the 25K, 50K, 25K, 50K, 50 mile. To your point, their early season, let's go get a 50K and let's get a 50 miler in. It's a little early for 100. Hence why I think the 100 is, at that time of year, low numbers at that event specifically. But regardless, who cares? They had a ton of runners. I'm thinking,
If I would have known that this lineup was in this race, we probably should have talked about it before and
yeah, we
picked
totally
picked our podium.
we completely missed it. When we knew it was happening, we just
I just didn't know those people were in there.
yeah, we did miss it, but it would have been fun. If we saw that lineup, there is no question we're not taking Grant and Chepe in the podium.
And Jake.
Yeah, I don't know how we missed that podium.
We wouldn't have. I don't know who else was in it, but
I'm looking at the rest of it, and I'm like, no, we wouldn't have missed that podium.
okay.
That's a deadlock podium. The 50 miler.
Didn't you nailed that other one with Killian?
I'll say this to our boy Finn.
Keontae?
Oh yeah, we did nail that one, but that one was like
Like
that
this.
one's
easy.
That one seemed like that easy, just a gimme. But the 50 miler with Alex Proctor, I'm certain we would have picked Sam. I would not have picked Finn to podium. No disrespect to my boy Finn, but as a fellow podcaster, I've been like, no, he's a great runner. But am I going to pick him to beat John Fitzgerald, Michael McKnight,
I would have.
Mark Hammond?
I for sure would have.
You would have picked him to win?
Yeah, I would have been like, yeah, he's breaking the course record.
By 2 minutes.
Easy.
Yeah, so congrats to everyone out there. The 25K podium, Devin Pancake.
Hell yeah.
He won it. Never heard of him, but he won it. And our boy Alex Johnson took second.
Okay.
We say our boy because, A, he is right from Farmington, Utah, and I think he signed up for our race again.
Yeah.
I think he took second and then went and signed up. So Alex Johnson is in our DC Peaks race again. Dan Roosh, he's fast. Yeah, great race. Let me check out the 50K females before we get too far, and then we'll move on because Sydney Park, Casey Brady, Scott Brady's sister-in-law.
You ran a race with her.
Yep. She races a lot. Her and her husband both race.
Was
they were
was it
both
Kodiak?
Yeah, she was at Kodiak with me.
Yeah.
And her and her husband, John, were also in Tahoe, I think, with us.
Oh, I was thinking Zion, but yeah, Tahoe.
Yeah. And Teresa Kaiser. So the women on the 50K, Park City took second and third. How do you feel about Park City, Mick?
Not cheering for them. Give me Davis County people.
Okay.
Wait. Why did they allow people from Park City to go run on Antelope Island?
Yeah.
That's you don't live there. That's not yours.
It's going to make it crowded and busy.
They like to go.
parking?
The locals like to go down and see the buffalo. We don't really have room for other trail runners to come here.
I think these trails are going to be crowded that time of year. And we're going to be buffalo watching.
We have leaf watchers. Get out. They said that to us. Get out of my face.
Once you give our listeners a little context to your rant.
We're trying to get a permit for the 100-miler in Park City, and they're pushing back with like, we don't really want like outsiders. I have the emails. I'm like, you're a resort town. What do you mean you don't want outsiders? You don't want outsiders. And then we push back a little bit, and then they hit us with, this is prime leaf viewing time. We're like, okay. Jake, you
September and October in Park
you
City.
responded, you're like, yeah. And half of our runners are from Utah. And all of our runners, we also like to enjoy leafs.
I did.
Yeah.
We enjoy leaf watching.
We're just going to keep our trails for us. For us.
Yeah.
We're all about open borders, but not when it's our city.
Not
and
when it's our border.
We don't want you to come in to somewhere else.
Yeah.
We're all about open borders. Come on in, but not here. Shut up.
You feel great about that. So with that,
You're kidding me on rants each week.
yeah,
They're lame.
they are lame.
Just let us run through. It's a trail.
We're literally
We're
just
paying you.
running through. Just this little piece of trail.
We're paying you. We're having people come up and stay in your hotels and eat at your restaurants and get gas at your gas stations. That's a problem.
You know
That's a problem because you got people that want to look at your leafs.
well, yeah.
And we've heard a bunch of other race directors say, oh, it's a nightmare up there.
Yep. Nightmare.
These are ours.
Meh. You know what I heard this last week about Park City?
That they lost the Sundance Film Festival because
Correct.
they're dumb.
They don't want it. Yeah, the locals are like so happy.
Because they don't
They're
want it.
over it. They're like, no, all these people come
All these
in
out-of-towners.
and they're rude.
And they're rude. We're not. We're not snobs.
No, it's not us. It's not
Remember
us.
that lady is busting our balls because we were running down the
We were-
up trail?
The up trail. Well, it was oh yeah, and we were just talking out loud, and she
She
decided
was so mad.
met her voice.
So sorry.
She was so mad.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, this trail is awesome. I love coming down this, dude. We're cruising.
Yeah.
It was so fun. And she just jumped right into our conversation.
Yeah.
And we laughed.
Come on, Park City. What are you doing? Share. We'll share with you. Come on down.
Yeah, come on into the Davis County.
Okay, I would like to retract my opening remarks.
Okay.
Anyone from Park City, I'm going to offer you a discount to run our race. That's how inviting we are. Come on in. Let's do the DC Peaks together.
April Fools. Psych.
I'm not saying what the discount is, but
Yeah. All right. Next on the list. Dude, how about the race of the week? Race of the week. Arizona Monster 300. Candace. Burt.
your favorite.
A DC Peaks favorite. What's her slogan?
I don't know.
The 200s are the next 100. Something like that. Who cares?
I don't follow her.
So it's 200 is the new 100. So what's the 300? The new 200? And then she just,
I don't know, but it's sold out
300? She's got like, I don't know.
at $2,000 a pop. That's nice.
It's probably more than that.
No?
Her, is it 1995?
Yeah.
Okay. Because her 200 milers are like 1,500 to 1,800 bucks.
Yeah,
That's wild.
She did good, dude.
Yeah. So, 300 miles. This race goes from roughly basically the Phoenix area to Mexico.
And then back?
No.
Is it point to point?
No, it's just, yeah, point to point.
Interesting.
All her races are like that.
Well, yours
Supposed to be.
Yours
Supposed to be.
started and stopped in the same spot, so that's all I know.
That's because of the fire. But
Normally, you just,
Tahoe is a loop.
but don't you go all the way around and finish and start at the
Yeah, yeah.
Heavenly?
Oh, okay, yeah, true. Moab is point to point. Who knows what version of Bigfoot, but it's supposed to be point. Supposed to be
that's
point.
an out and back.
No, that's a point to point.
It's an out and back, and then out and back, and then,
And then
out and back.
And then 40 miles on the road, and you're good.
That's not her fault. I'm just teasing. That's
Yeah.
fires again.
Yeah. So, this race, Mick, starts on the 4th of April, so just a few days from now, at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Oh my goodness. Are you serious? And they have a week to do it.
Yeah. 2:00 in the afternoon. What are your first thoughts on that?
That is. So we've been talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
The best start times.
Mm-hmm.
So if you start too early, at least on 100, I have no idea on a 300 miler, but on 100, if you start at 5 or 6 in the morning, it's kind of dumb because then nobody gets to see the winner.
Yeah, but over like 5 days, who knows?
That's what I'm saying. On 100 miler, it's like they're going to finish at 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning.
Right.
I don't like that.
Right.
But if you go too far out and do it like Europe and you start at 9 at 10 at night so that you get the overnight, portion of the race done early, but then you've been awake all day already. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that either. And then there's just like waiting. Oh my God, can we just get this race started? I don't like that either.
But for a 300,
So right in the middle.
what's the strategy of starting at 2 p.m.? Like
something to do with the heat?
you're going to run 3 days no matter what.
Yeah.
No one's finishing
but-
this race under 72 hours. At least not the field that she has. I'll say that. Not no one in the world.
You're always going to have heat, right? So I see.
Yeah. So is it better to start in the heat when you're fresh? Like, okay, I got my first heat out of the way? Or is it like,
I don't know. It seems like that would have something to do with it.
it's either that or somewhere along the route was like steep or sketchy, or
They didn't want them there.
we don't want them there at night, so let's start them.
So lightning at the Ute 100.
Mm-hmm.
You remember this?
Yeah.
There was a part up in the LaSalle's it was getting slammed with lightning every year.
Yep.
So they had to either adjust the start time or the route, or they did something.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
After the year I ran it.
Because they were worried about lightning.
Oh.
But I don't remember what the details were on that. But
Okay.
I was like, okay, so you take heat into play, safety. Like if you were doing a 100 miler and we wanted the Black Hills, that crazy climb up here above the Capitol in Salt Lake.
Yeah, Black Mountain or whatever.
Black Mountain.
Yeah.
That part, you're not, that people could die right there.
Sketch, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You would never
Put
ever
people up there
put
at night.
people up there at night. And if there was anything like that, you're just like, no way.
No. I mean, we've considered doing different things with our race or adding different distances. And we always talk about, dude, we cannot have them going that section at night.
Right.
It's too hard. It's too
There's no access. If you have
it's too
to drop,
technical.
If you have to drop out, what are you going to do?
Cell reception or whatever.
Yeah.
So my first thought would be it has to do something with safety. But I don't know. Clearly we're just guessing. But a 2:00 start is crazy because, to your point, Mr. Sleep Man.
Mm-hmm. I would just start the race out sleeping for 2 hours.
I'm gonna take my sleep right now. Yeah, a 2:00 start had me like, oh, that's interesting. So
See, if you start at 11, then you're getting 2 extra hours of heat. Has to be heat.
it's supposed to be like 97 degrees at the start line of this race. So you're getting there at noon or 1, and you're just sitting in the heat, bro. I mean, most people are going to arrive about 1, right? And like start getting ready.
Yeah.
Because they have to go get their
The
tracking
GPS?
device. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you probably got to get there around 12 even or 11. They have 294 runners, which I think is, I'm going to say is not sold out.
I thought it was sold out.
I don't know. It's close, if not. Either way, she got 300 runners in the first year. That's wild for a 300 miler in the desert of Arizona.
She owns the long distance, dude. Well, I mean, Cocodona, but
Yeah, Cocodona's got her for sure. It's the most sought after 200 plus mile race, in my opinion. It's got the biggest names. It's got the most.
those are the only
pros.
ones I could name.
What?
That's not true for you, because you studied those long distance races.
Mm-hmm.
But I could not name another one outside of those two. Either one of Candace's or Cocodona.
Oh, for over 200?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in the U.S., it's certainly Cocodona. And now the monster is, I don't know if it'll ever compete. Aravaipa kind of got their teeth in all things live stream, the media, the social side of it. Like, she's missing a massive opportunity, and they're snatching it up at every angle. I mean, they have so many races. Aravaipa is huge now. Jamil is ultra running. Like, he's the guy in the sport now. I think he bought, like, Ultra Running Magazine and all the live streaming they're doing for even not their races, but all the Aravaipa races. They live streamed, like, Tara Dower's AT trail that she broke. So he's everywhere, dude.
Yeah, he's crushing it.
So, I mean, if this race, when I looked at the men and women in the Arizona 300, I had to start with Tour de Jance. Like, that race, if you're unfamiliar with Tour de Jance, it's 200 miles, and I want to say 80 or 90,000 feet of climbing
Nope.
in Italy, France, something like that. It's in the Alps.
It's double the climbing of this.
Yeah. And Pete Mortimer did Tour de Jance. Mike Gronwegen did it as well. And to kind of put it in perspective, I've kind of put these guys as like, these are the guys that I am expecting to do very well at the Arizona Monster. Pete is from Arizona, lives in Arizona. He crushed
Mogollon.
Mogollon the year I was there, and
Yes.
he was on our podcast. But he went and did Tour de Jance just this last year. Basically, he and Mike, I imagine, did a ton of the race together. They finished one after the other, just, minutes after each other. Pete finished just after Mike. And, I mean...
After all that time, they're just minutes apart.
Yeah, they must have just rolled together
Yeah.
a ton of it.
Okay.
But Pete Mortimer is doing the Arizona Monster and the Triple Crown of 200s. So I'm sure there was a conversation between Candace and Peter Mortimer of like, hey, here's the deal. You should just do all these because here's why. And they got some deal, right? Because he's going to do very, very well in the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
But if the Triple Crown is on your calendar, that's a huge year, like huge year. And we've seen people recently do Cocodona and the Triple Crown.
That's a lot.
So from a marketing and branding business perspective, Candace is losing runners to Cocodona. So she's like, why are they doing this? I'm just making this up. If I'm in her head, it's why is everyone doing Cocodona and then doing my Triple Crown? Like, I should create a race that somewhat competes with it. So she picks a 300 miler, does it 30 days before Cocodona, and is like, okay, now you can do the Monster 300 and my Triple Crown. Like, she's not going to like beat out Cocodona, but they are now competing for runners. There's a 0.001% of people who are like, I'm going to run a 200. I'm going to run multiple 200s. It's such a small group of people that I'd have to imagine that if you owned those races, you're kind of competing for the same crowd.
Sure.
So she had to create the Monster 300 for that reason, is my thought.
And they're both full, bro.
And they're both in Arizona. In the desert.
Pete's an Aravaipa athlete, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why not Cocodona?
I don't know. He's probably got some other deal. Aravaipa athletes have to run certain races for Aravaipa, but I don't know. That's why he ran Mogollon, because he was like the Aravaipa guy, that race. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the first like big 300. So to put this in perspective, the Tour de Jance that Pete and Mike did last year took them 106 hours. The course record was set by Francois Dane. 69 hours.
He just whooped him.
He beat Pete Mortimer by 37 hours.
Is that true?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I did the research.
That's crazy.
Yes. 69 hours at Tour de Jance? Yeah, that's wild.
The same distance? You know how sometimes they have, like UTMB has, oh my gosh.
Yeah, Tour de Jance is one distance. One distance, one race. I want to say.
Was it a different year?
No, bro, last year.
They raced together and he just
2024.
whooped their ass?
2024, yeah.
Okay.
So.
That's how I feel when I'm racing.
Yes.
I'm like, look at all those fools. So they're little pins so far ahead of me.
I'll give you another piece of perspective on Tour de Jance, because we know athletes like Mika Thews, perhaps the best female 200 miler today. Because Courtney, I don't think she's not classified as a 200 mile runner.
You already knew where I was going.
Of course, but like Mika that's her thing.
Fine, Courtney's better, but
of
continue.
course, yeah. But Mika, that's what she races. She did Tour de Jance last year in an hour and 3. Sorry, hour. Yeah, 103 hours. Sorry.
She was right on their tail.
Basically 3 hours ahead.
Oh no, she beat them.
Yeah, basically 3 hours ahead of Pete Mortimer and
Okay,
Mike.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah,
We got to see her out on your race,
and she's one of the best 200 milers in the world.
Yes, she is.
And we can't have an episode without mentioning Claire Banworth.
No,
She did Tour de Jance in 85 hours. So
none of this makes sense.
none of it makes sense.
To me.
And I have no other barometer.
No. It literally doesn't make any sense. You're saying that Claire did it in 85 hours and Mika was 103 hours?
I mean, that's what our statistician is telling us. So yeah. I know.
Something's off.
I don't know how. Well, I mean, Mika might have had a bad day.
Okay.
She had a bad day. So I have no other barometer to measure who's going to win the Arizona Monster 300, other than have you ran Cocodona? Have you done Triple Crown? Have you done any 200s? And have you done Tour de Jance? 80,000 feet of climbing in Italy. That is not the Arizona Monster.
No, that's
Arizona
it's like
Monster
45.
is like 45,000 over 300 miles. But you got heat.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that doesn't mean, look at Cocodona. They're crazy climbing at the beginning of that.
mhm.
So doesn't mean there's not some nasty climbs in this.
Yeah,
No. But not like
I think
Tour
it's a
de
lot
France.
of running.
I'm sure.
Just like, running.
Yeah.
Like, just, that's got to be tough, dude. Taylor Spike is in it.
Yeah.
I have no idea how well he's going to do, but I know he's an animal and he puts the work in.
Wait, who are you saying Francois is in this?
No,
Okay.
I was just using him. He and Mika are not in it, just as comparisons of like what, because I didn't even know what 106 hours of Tour de France even meant.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. What
So
does that even mean?
So you think you're going with your boy, Pete, to win it?
He, as like a local favorite, he's got the 200s. He and Mike's from Seattle. I mean, those two are in the podium, and it's hard to even pick a winner. I'm like, cool, I'm going to take Pete Mortimer just because I know he's fast and I met him. I don't know.
And then there's going to be someone you've never heard of
For sure.
that takes third.
It might be 3 people that I've never even heard of. Eli is in it.
Who's that?
You know how you say his last name? You say his last name.
White?
No, Eli Wehby.
I don't know who that is.
Well, Joe Corcione is in it.
String bean.
Podcaster. No,
Oh,
that's Joe McKnight.
I think I did that last time too.
You did.
Well, that's his new nickname.
Joe Corcione is in it. He's a great runner. He dedicated his whole life to running. He's like Finn. Very good, very fast. Podcaster guy. He could surprise us. Dark horse, Joe Corcione could be dark horse. Eli, I'm going to predict that Eli Wehby leads the race for 50 miles.
Okay, I'll bet you on that.
How many miles? I am going to say he leads the race in the
He
beginning.
will lead the race. I'm teasing. I know who he is.
Yeah.
He will lead the race for approximately 30 seconds. Because that's what he does.
Guaranteed he leads for 30. What's the over-under on leading? Does he lead for a mile?
You said 30, or what did you say,
50.
50? No, bro.
I think he
I'll bet
lead-
you anything you want that he is not leading after 50.
Okay, well, let me find the bar here. Is he going to lead for 50K?
No.
I'll
No,
bet you.
Not if Pete Mortimer's in this race.
Pete is smart, bro.
Then bet me.
He don't care. Okay, well, I'm trying to find the over-under.
You found it, 50K. And
well,
I'm taking the under.
I'm going to keep going down until you're like, no, you said he'll lead for 30 seconds,
I
so I'll
have
take the over.
respect for Eli because he finishes these races, dude. He doesn't really drop out. Tough. Like he's keep going.
Yep.
I'm just teasing him a little bit because he doesn't really finish in the top. He's not
Period.
a podium guy,
Yeah.
but he always lines up in the front and hauls ass out like he's going to win. So I'm teasing him that way.
Yes.
But that dude finishes these races,
Yes.
and I'll give him that. That's tough.
He's like boys with Andy Glaze. I don't know. Is Andy Glaze in this? I don't think he is, which is strange. I thought he raced everything. Oh, he is. Andy Glaze is in.
That dude, he can suffer.
Who wins? Does Andy Glaze lose to Eli?
Yes.
Okay, I tend to agree. But Jason Brock, he might be there in
That's
the top 10.
Local guy.
Kaysville guy.
Yeah.
He's got mad experience at the 200 distance. He could be there. There's so many names, dude. Literally, I don't even... I'm just scrolling through them, just picking out names that I recognize, which is 5% of 300. It's like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Literally like 15 names I recognize. So many names, I don't even know who they are. Okay, over under. Does Eli lead for a marathon?
No.
Does he lead for 10K?
6 miles. You want the 0.2? 6.2 miles.
I'm just trying to set the over under. And then I'm going to bet you.
At 6 miles, Eli will not be in first place.
Okay. 5K. Will he lead for the first 5K?
No.
No?
No. Why do you think he's going to be leading?
'Cause-
This is not even a knock on him. There's 300 people in this race.
Because
Not leading in first
I
place.
think
No.
I don't think you followed these races that intensely in the beginning. Bro,
Yes, I said
he
be.
led Moab 240 for like
Who was in it?
just last year.
Who was in it?
I'll have to look at. Give me a second. But he led Moab 240 for like a hot minute, like 10 miles or 20 miles or something.
Oh, 10 miles. Okay.
So that's why I'm like, no, he is going to lead.
Then stick with the 10K.
Okay. Okay. Over. I'll take the over on 10K.
Am I being too? I'm being too hard on him. You
Let's
want to
just
do
say
a marathon?
Let's just say the first aid station.
Because
that
that's
will-
like 19.
Because that
18
we'll know
18,
for
19
sure.
miles?
Because they'll punch it in. Let's just say whatever the first aid
I think
station is.
there's 19 aid stations over 308 miles, and that extra 8 miles, like thanks.
It's like 308, 309, yeah.
308.6. There's like
Okay.
yeah, something like that. Do you know how long it's going to take to do that extra 9 miles?
Yeah. 9 hours.
Holy crap, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think there's like aid stations every 18 miles or something.
Okay. I want to bet you Laguerre's
Oh yeah.
because that's our standard bet.
Sandwich shop.
Sandwich shop. Laguerre's, Eli is the first person to the aid station.
I'll
board.
take the field.
It's like I'm taking Tiger.
Yeah. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm down.
I'm cheering for Eli to get to the first aid station. He'll be the first one to the first aid station, and he will place outside the top 30. No knock. It's just I'm just predicting the race.
That's a knock.
Your knock. Hard knocks.
Okay. That's fun.
This is the exact kind of fuel that a guy like Eli needs anyway.
Oh, wait. We got some new info.
This type of fuel.
First
is
aid
amazing.
station is basically,
A marathon?
no, it's 10K. Just a little over that.
Oh, perfect.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
That's
still
the
down.
bet, bro. It actually
6.6 miles.
that was our bet.
It was.
We set the line at 10K.
I will stand. That's more in your favor. I'm still going to go.
Let's go,
down.
dude. Yes. I'm so excited.
No, you don't get any of those eggs.
So by
No deviled eggs.
No.
that you like.
No, I
Just
love the
sandwich.
devil. Really?
No, no.
You're not giving me deviled eggs too?
If you want that, it's got to be like 18 miles.
What's the second aid station? He will lead to the first aid station for sure. And the second aid station for deviled eggs, I'll double down.
Okay. What do I get? I'm not eating that shit.
Water. You go water. 29. Oh, that's a big jump from aid station 1 to 2.
Okay.
And it's going to
It's
be
just
hot.
you don't have to give me anything. It's just a
It's-
bonus. It's a bonus for you.
It's just going to be fun. This is all in good fun. On to the women's field. Again, I know very few names. I didn't have like all day to click on everyone's ultra sign up. So I'm going to give you a few names. Erin Clark, local from North Salt Lake. Shout out to her for even freaking towing the line. I hope she does awesome. Definitely cheering for her. Jessie Morton Langenhog, also local. I messaged her on Strava. She is feeling good and ready to go.
Coming off injury.
She's been injured for like 3 years. Like, I'm not kidding. I picked her on my podium for Tahoe, and during the Tahoe race, I talked to her and was like, hey, by the way, I picked you for my podium for this race. And she said, yeah, I know, I heard. I was like, you heard? She's like, yeah, I heard that you picked me for a podium, but I'm sorry to let you down. I've been injured for like 2 years.
Oh.
And she did not podium, and I can't remember if she finished.
Didn't you have some video running with her?
I
I can't remember.
Yes, I think it's in the Tahoe documentary. Yeah. Carol Northup finished 7th in Cocodona 2 years ago and 9th in Cocodona 3 years ago. So she's got a solid shot at this. Julie Sager, Australian, UTMB. She finished Triple Crown. She was 2 years ago.
She can endure. She can
Yeah.
suffer.
Yep. She'll do great. Michelle Gibe. You know what I did? I was like, oh, this chick's in like the top 85, 90th percentile, and she's from Steamboat. She's probably fast.
Yeah, she's got
That's why I clicked
a
on her
great
name.
resume.
Yeah. So UTMB TDS, Moab 240 took 4th. She was in Tahoe last year with us. She ran an 80. She took F11 at Tahoe last year.
Nice.
So I think that those are the names on our watch list. I have no idea who's going to win, so I'm just going to throw it out there and say Julie Sager is my pick to win it. Only because she did Triple Crown 2 years ago, so I like her experience. I'm going to take her. I'm going to take Pete Mortimer.
Okay.
As far as podium goes, I have no freaking clue.
Okay.
That's who I'm going for.
All right.
Last note for this week. I had an interview with Beast Games that we told people about last week.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really disclose the next steps of what's happening or where I'm at in the process, but hopefully everyone's sweating me in to be on Beast Games. Dude, they asked me that question. They asked me on my interview, do you have an OnlyFans account?
They did.
Yes, they did. We just got done talking
So we're so
about
off on
Sabrina's OnlyFans account on that episode. And then I walked right into that interview with Beast Games, and they're like, do you have an OnlyFans account? You know what I said?
What?
I go, no, but I can get one if you want me to. And he just busted up laughing.
Here, all subscription? Yes.
Do I subscribe? Yes.
No, an account. No, I don't.
Yeah. Oh, he died laughing. I was like, no, but I'm happy to get one if that's what you want me to do. And he just started laughing, dude. So yeah, I found that interesting. Once again, we are 3 episodes deep into season 3. OnlyFans has come up on every single episode.
Look, we're at work. You don't like check our internet history, do you?
You don't block certain sites here, do you? Just asking for a friend.
I'll just after this episode, I'll just go do some research. I'm just working.
Okay. There are a few things you can count on in every next Aid Station episode. We will talk about DC Peaks, Rockstar, Claire Banworth, and OnlyFans. Guaranteed those will come up on every episode. We want to thank DC Peaks. We want to thank Rockstar. Thank you for listening. We'll see you back next week. This has been another episode of The Next Aid Station.